Hello folks, welcome back to the podcast. Happy New Year. Now we're in 2025 as far as AEW Dynamite and wrestling related news. So nonetheless, hope everyone had a good holiday. Hope cheers all around, everyone being safe. And so, but thank you all for joining me today on the podcast as I do a AEW Dynamite review for January 1st, 2025. Now, 2024 had some unique moments as far as pro wrestling, so hope to 2025 can deliver as well. But alas, we'll see. First, before I get into the review, I do want to give thoughts and prayers out to, there was a situation or incident of New Orleans the other day, and that just terrible scene, and thoughts and prayers out to families and those who were affected by what happened in New Orleans. So, yeah. So, as far as AEW Dynamite is concerned, so in the fall show of World's End, I thought was very well done. Some people liked it, some people didn't, from Saturday. And I thought it was really well done pay-per-view. Which, by the way, my review is out for those who wanted to chime in, comment, or witness the review. It is up on the channel. But in the fall show from World's End, I thought there were some quality things. The main event I enjoyed. Specifically, they're building towards this. He's now called Cope. Adam Copeland shortened his name down to Cope. And they're building this feud with, Adam Copeland and Jon Moxley, in which Copeland returned at World's End to FTR, which I like that. So, we'll see. Kenny Omega, he also returned at World's End. He's going to make his Dynamite return next week. So, that's something to look forward to. A Casino Gauntlet match will take place next week. And we know at least 2 participants in that Gauntlet match will be Jay White, who won a 3-way triple threat match last night, and to the chagrin of some, Jeff Jarrett. Anyways, I'm talking more, but yeah, there were some things I liked, but I did think there were some questionable decisions. But I did love the Ricochet thing. Speaking of triple threat, I did love the Ricochet thing. They've been dwindling with this Ricochet Swerve Strickland feud the last few weeks, and after Ricochet lost his semifinal match with Kazuchika Okada on World's End, he was in a way embarrassed by Swerve Strickland. So Ricochet retaliated in violent and sick action, which is probably the best Ricochet has looked since joining AEW, which is a good sign going forward. But yeah, let's start with AEW Dynamite. So, again, you like these pre-show or beginning video packages playing in towards later in the show. So yeah, we got a little promo video package of the Death Riders talking about FTR, Rated FTR going in the main event. And then we heard from Rated FTR, Adam Copeland and FTR, oh boy, which was fun. We got a new intro for AEW Dynamite. I'm not sure if it's a one-time thing or we'll see, because it was a big night for AEW, being the simulcast their first for their Max, HBO Max, or it's now called Max deal. So yeah, but the new intro and the songs, I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I mean, not the song I envisioned for AEW Dynamite, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Because the AEW Collision song is definitely better. The Elton John song, yeah. But I don't know. Anyway, so then we got our first match of the evening, which was Orange Cassidy versus Hangman Page. Solid opener, you know, stemming from the four-way main event at World's End, the main in which Orange Cassidy and Hangman both lost in that main event along with Jay White. But yeah, this is a solid match. So Hangman was on the apron and was caught with an orange punch, but it did not affect him as he landed a buckshot lariat to Orange Cassidy for the win. And afterwards, some extra punishment, a couple of dead-eye pile drivers, and then Christopher Daniels, even though he's not an EVP anymore, he said at World's End, last week he tried to be more of a mentor to Hangman, and Hangman was not having, he attacked Christopher Daniels. Unhinged, Hangman is definitely the best. The best how his character has looked. Now, I understand that people are upset and annoyed because this character, since the summer of last year, Hangman has done great. He's done really something in this unhinged heel role, and people are obviously annoyed that he's not higher on the card. Has not been AEW World Champion in this role, and I get it because yeah, this is arguably the best Hangman has looked since he lost that AEW World Championship to CM Punk. So we'll see how it goes forward. I mean, definitely Hangman sadly is in a weird spot because Jon Moxley is the world champion, and he's feuding now with Adam Copeland now called Cope. And we'll see, because I saw this idea and it totally makes sense, where potentially Cope takes the title from Mox, and then Christian takes the title from, cashes in on Adam Copeland. So there, and then what do we have next? It's like, do we get Darby potentially challenging Christian, or what? Or do we bypass Christian Cage and Hangman is next, or is possibly the challenger for Copeland? I don't know, but yeah, I understand Hangman's in a weird spot, but solid opener, I will say. Jay White, so he had a little bit of promo, so excuse me. So later in the show, because next week, like I said, there is a Casino Gauntlet match to determine who will face Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship in 2 weeks at Maximum Carnage, is what they're calling it. So in this triple threat, we're going to get Jay White, Roderick Strong, and Swerve Strickland. The winner will be the number one entrant in the Casino Gauntlet. Now, Jay White, good. Swerve, good. I get it about Roddy, because he has not been on AEW TV since relatively Full Gear in over a month. And he returned at World's End to aid Adam Cole, rejoice with Kyle O'Reilly. But, yeah. So it's like, right away we can know who's going to take the fall, the pin. So, yeah, I get it. The Acclaimed versus the Hurt Syndicate. This match was... it was weird in the sense of, okay, good to see the... every time you see the Hurt Syndicate on TV, it's great, you know. MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley. But it definitely felt like the bigger story here was the Acclaimed. Because over the last number of weeks, you know, they've been teasing a breakup between Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. And then we apparently saw him edge a little more, as on Friday on Rampage, Chris Jericho faced Anthony Bowens for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And Max Caster unintentionally hit Anthony Bowens with the Ring of Honor World title, thus costing him the opportunity. So that obviously warranted some more tension. And again, his match here, and you know, there was a there's a literal sign in the crowd that Max Caster pointed out that said Bowens will be fine. So I guess people can sense this heel turn, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because, see, Owens has a look, and he certainly has charisma to be a beloved babyface and can be a good wrestler, but we haven't heard him enough on the mic. Max Caster, we've heard him on the mic, we've heard him a part of his gimmick, but him by himself, I feel like would be cringy and weird to people. I don't know. Both these guys as singles acts is tough. Would be tough. But they're definitely leaning towards a split, because there's a spot in this match where Anthony Bowens got the hot tag and he was controlling things, but then Max Caster had blind tagging Bowens from behind, and Bowens was upset. And thus, it looked like Bowens had enough, as he went off the apron and just saw from ringside and basically kind of left, or was about to leave, as Max Caster is getting hit with suplex after suplex after suplex by Bobby Lashley, and he eventually tapped out to the Hurt Lock, full Nelson, or passed out. So it definitely feels like they're going towards a split, and good for Hurt Syndicate to get a win. However, I don't know about these two. It's like the tag team division is struggling creatively. And it's like now breaking up one of your best acts in the tag team division is, I don't know, to be honest. But we shall see. Kazuchika Okada, so they were, talking about a bunch about what happened at World's End. And so at the end of the Continental Classic, when Okada beat Will Ospreay in the final, obviously Christopher Daniels, made that nonchalant that he's no longer an EVP, but this man is Kenny Omega, made his return, presented Okada with the belt, had a bit of a stare-off, with the AEW All-In Texas banner in the back, as Omega gave him some applause. So Okada, it's cool hearing his English, or late English language. There you go. But Okada, has some solid English. In this promo he said, Will Ospreay, little brother, nice try. And then he said to Kenny, how many times do I have to beat you? Say out of my business. And then he said, bitch, his tagline now, Okada, always hilarious. Mercedes Moné. So, she was out there, had a great match with Chris Statlander at World's End. It obviously sucked that Chris Statlander lost again, but now another thing, because it felt like this was more so hyping on Mercedes because she's gonna face Mina Shirakawa at Wrestle Dynasty on the 5th. So it's like that maybe a thought on Sunday. So I don't know, we'll see. But I don't know if this was the reason this Dynamite felt weird, but yeah, in some aspects. So next up, Roderick Strong versus Jay White versus Swerve Strickland. Triple threat match. Winner is the first entry in the Casino Gauntlet for next week. Now, the big story, the big curiosity surrounding this match was, how does Ricochet make himself involved? Because it definitely felt like Jay White had to win. Roddy has not really done something, and you're going to put him in AEW World Title, Casino Gauntlet, and now this. So, Swerve Strickland, he got the advantage on the outside. But then, from out of nowhere, Ricochet is in the crowd, and he hits Swerve over the head with a pair of scissors. So, thus cutting him open, leaving him down for the count for the rest of the match, basically on the outside. And then Jay White back in the ring. He hits a Blade Runner on Roderick Strong. 1, 2, 3. Jay White advances to next week. So there you go. So then we see this violent attack from Ricochet. Delivering punches, delivering multiple headbutts. He grabbed the chair. Prince Nana tried to save, but he got pushed into the ring steps and then got hit with a chair over his back for his efforts. And then he sat on the chair in the middle of the ring while Swerve was there and kind of looked sinister. And then he set Swerve up on the chair, delivers kill shot, sliding lariat, finisher, and thus there was that Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, because Roger Strong was there, enter the ring to help prevent any further damage. So there was that. And Ricochet delivered an evil laugh. So there you go. But yeah, like I said, I love how Ricochet, probably the best he's looked so far in AEW. Certainly a refresher going in this feud with Swerve Strickland. So next up, Mariah May. She caught a promo in the back after hell of a match on Saturday against hell of a match on Saturday. Tijuana Street Fight with Thunder Rosa. Again, the build was iffy. Very iffy. But nonetheless, it really wasn't there. But anyway, she got a promo in the back, and we'll certainly see what's next for Mariah May, because, like I've said before, they have not. This is always the issue with new champions numerous times. You know, the build to get them there, it's great, and then the aftermath, not so much. And the reign, sometimes, because since Mariah May, you know, the build with Toni Storm together there, that was great. To All In. And then after, you know, I mean, she had a defense against Nyla Rose, who's barely been used in years. It's like she faced Willow Nightingale coming off a loss. You know, she was built. She won a contenders match but lost. And then won a contenders match to face Mariah May at WrestleDream. There was that. But you get the idea. You get the idea. And then they blow through that Mina Shirakawa match so quickly at Winter's Coming. I get it. Mina's not a AEW wrestler, but I mean, certainly could have been better. Jeff Jarrett. This was another thing that people were curious about, because, or had mixed feelings about. Because excuse me. I didn't write down the Anna Jay versus or Joy Hart Jamie Ayer match. Sorry about that. But first off, another thing people had mixed opinions about. So Joy Hart, it's great to see her back on TV. Her presentation, her music, everything is great. Great to see her back. Jamie Ayer, it sucks that she made her big return at All In. And it's like, what has she done since? Now she's in a feud with Julia Hart. And Julia's not going to lose her first match back. So it's like, it sucks. It's weird to say, but yeah, it sucks. And feel for Jamie Hayter because she lost. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett. Now getting to the Jeff Jarrett thing. So, Jeff Jarrett had a segment with his crew, and it seemed like it's like they made it known it's like it had a place where it's like Jeff Jarrett addresses his wrestling future. And so Jeff Jarrett was out there, and Jeff Jarrett talked about his past and talked about taking a chance on himself in 2002 when he signed with TNA, and obviously one of the legends of TNA. You know that. And then being a part of AEW. So, guitar was there, the boots were there. It was like, so does the last outlaw ride into the sunset? And then he was like, hell no. So he talked about how dream is to be AEW World Champion before his, because he re-signed with AEW, good for him. But he said one of his dreams is to be AEW World Champion. And he talked about how there's a gauntlet match next week, so put his name in it. I'm glad Jeff Jarrett re-signed with AEW. I mean, obviously his lineage, you know, his history, you know, he's a good piece for AEW. On-air talent as a wrestler, I don't know. I mean, there was certainly a great moment at All In when he was in the Casino Gauntlet and got that big, you know, pop from the crowd. Now, Jeff Jarrett, let's be honest. I respect Jeff Jarrett. I love Jeff Jarrett. You know, I loved his days in TNA. His time has passed as an on-air wrestling talent, we know. And he should not win the AEW World title. That's just me. It's like when he was in the Casino Gauntlet, Allen, again, great moment, glad for him. He was in the Owen Hart Cup, okay, good for him. You know, great friends with Owen Hart, so I understand that. But I just don't see it making sense for him to win the World Championship. There's that. And what's frustrating is to people is that it took time away from something else that could, or someone that could have used this time. That's the frustrating thing. So that's all I'll say. Hook. So he beats Nick Wayne in a match at Hammerstein Ballroom. So the next step was challenging Christian Cage for a match. And finally, they will have a match at Maximum Carnage in 2 weeks. So cool is there that we're finally going to get a match between them two. Good to see. Powerhouse Hobbs, he had a jobber match. Powerhouse Hobbs lost. It was a fun match on Saturday against Takesha, but then, he beat down on 2 jobbers. I mean, we don't really need to see jobber or Hanson matches with these guys. Like a reset, it's like he lost, and it's like, what is next? We'll see. But yeah, like I said on Saturday, Powerhouse Hobbs is one of those guys you need to build more around. Yeah. Big Bill and Brian Keith, they were backstage and they confronted Ray and FTR. And Copeland tossed around a challenge. So Ray and FTR after the challenge, well, down first the learning tree, Chris Jericho, Brian Keith, and Big Bill on Collision Saturday. So there you go. MJF. So he cut a little bit of promo following his match with Al Cole on Saturday, talking about he doesn't care if Jon Moxley is schmucks tear AEW to the ground. He says he just wants his Triple B, his AEW World Championship back going in 2025. Now, sadly, I don't think we'll see. Well, it's weird because MJF. So right now, Adam Copeland is feuding with Mox. That's the thing. Christian Cage, is up there. Do we see MJF then in the Scotland match next week? I mean, it would certainly help. See, I get it. They don't they try to be careful for certain guys losing. But if you want to make this mean more, okay, Jay White, good. Jay Jarrett, But you get the point. MJF, more critical guys in there, and then you can build feuds from there. So, because I don't see without Copeland currently in Christian Cage hovering around. I mean, could we see MJF back in top picture, pretty soon? Yeah. But we'll see. The Death Riders in the main event. Jon Moxley, Pac, Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli versus Ray FTR, who now goes by the name of Cope, FTR. This was a solid main event. And obviously, the big story is Al Copeland, Jon Moxley. I don't know. Hearing just Cope, it's a weird thing. So we shall see. Main event. This was a solid main event. So the ending. So obviously, Copeland and Moxley had the big exchange in the middle of the ring, and then after attacked by the Death Riders, so Jon Moxley wanted to hit a pile driver onto Copeland through the announce table. It seemed that way, and then Jay White, who talked about Wheeler Yuta, costing him the AEW World Championship at World's End, he got a little comeuppance as he attacked Wheeler Yuta from behind and wound up getting a distraction for Copeland and Company versus the Death Riders. So Copeland followed up with a back body drop to Moxley on the announce table, and then speared Mox through the barricade on the outside. So there you go. Then back in the ring, FTR hit the Shatter Machine on Wheeler Yuta, following a spear by Copeland. 1, 2, 3, and rated FTR get the win. So solid main event, solid match. Now, I was obviously a little annoyed that Moxley retained on Saturday, but I can work with this Al Copeland, Jon Moxley feud, and then obviously Christian Cage is in the weeds. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see who wins this Casino Gauntlet match next week, because they'll face Jon Moxley in 2 weeks for the AEW World Championship. Obviously, I'm Copeland. We'll have something about it. Will he be in the gauntlet? I'm not sure. I mean, sure makes sense, but he'd have to win it. Otherwise, someone would cost him the gauntlet, certainly. We shall see, but nonetheless, that was my AEW Dynamite review coming out of World's End. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, be safe, take care. Here's up to a good AEW Dynamite year for AEW, Pro Wrestling, etc. Here's up to a good 2025. Thank you, guys. If you're excited about the new year, please subscribe, as well as leave a like and thumbs up. Comment down below, as well as you guys please do. But thank you guys all. Be safe. Peace.